Shabbat Shalom, L'chaim L'chaim. This week's Torah portion is Bamidbar. It's the opening of the fourth book of the Torah. And the main idea, the main theme of the Torah portion is counting. In this week's Torah portion, Hashem counts all the Jews. And Rashi says that this is because he loves us so much. So as the famous story of the Rebbe is that it's like counting diamonds. You never tire of counting diamonds. So Hashem counts the Jews, 3 or 4 times, I think 3 times throughout the whole Torah. So it's a beautiful idea about counting us because we're each so important. The majority of the Torah, of this week's Torah portion, is Hashem basically saying, or Moshe basically saying, this is the tribe of Yehuda, this is their prince, and this is the number of men between a certain age that they had in that tribe. And so a lot of the Torah portion is, that order, that kind of pattern. And then there's the tribe of the Levites, which were not counted with the rest of us because they are holy or separated as, serving Hashem in the temple sanctuary. So they were something separate and deserved to be counted by themselves. The idea that I wanted to focus on was this kind of pattern of this is the tribe, this is the name of them. They each had their flag, and this is their prince, this is their leader, and this is the number of all of them. If you're counting all of them, it seems like by mentioning the prince of that tribe, you're kind of raising him above all the rest. So are we all precious, or is he a bit higher than the rest of us? But the idea that I want to focus on is something that I really felt when I was at work this week. At work this week, I was privileged to be a part of a big project. And in this project, basically not everyone knew about it, but I had to go to each of the CEOs of each company, and I need to get certain documents. I was basically compiling like a whole document of different documents. And since a lot of people didn't know about it, I could only go to the CEOs, the princes, as you could say, of each of the companies. And I understood why it was so important, because when I spoke to these people, you see how much they know, how much they're so a part of every little aspect of their branch of the company. So while you have the main flag of the company, passport card, underneath that you have the leaders of each branch in passport card. And below that you have all the people that make it work. And so in my, section in the Ksafim, in the finance aspect of the company, we all have our little parts, But then you have like the chief financial officer, the guy who basically runs all the financial actions of the company. And he's our leader, and everyone goes to him when they need something, and he always has the answers. And what I love about this idea is that it's not out of reach. Basically, this is something that Ayala and I have been talking about recently. It's this idea that when you see what you can do, Hashem gives us tests, and sometimes we fail and sometimes we get through them. And if we fail, the next time we won't. The next time we'll get through it. But we learn that we can really achieve anything in this world. Really, Hashem is just showing us that just like He is infinite, we can be infinite as well. We have infinite possibilities, infinite potential to do whatever we want in this world. If we want it, we can make it happen. And that's what I felt when I was at work. Because the CFO told me, if you need something, let me know, I will make it happen. And that's what a good leader does. A good leader empowers other people. And he says, listen, I am a person that if I want something, I will make it happen. And that's what you should aspire to be as well. So I think for me, the biggest message I take from this week's Torah portion is when I'm looking at these leaders, these people I look up to, in whatever aspects of life, do they tell me and do they encourage me to shoot for the stars, to really acknowledge that I can do whatever I want in this world if I want it enough, because it's the truth. And just like, for me, what I want for my son is to teach him everything. I want him to know that he can do whatever he wants in this world. And Hashem wants us to know that as well. He's infinite, and we must be like Him. We must strive to be infinite because we have infinite potential. Shabbat Shalom.